Kalakita. Baruto's monster that they have to give him. Why are you allowing this? Give him the chance to dominate. Wow. Wide body attack.
Así iniciamos
OmegaMania IX, the tour has started. Candela nightclub, mixed trios tag. On one side, Super Kalakita and Cassandra to do battle against Yakuza, Lady Tigress, and Vengador del Futuro. Intriguing matchups, and we start off with two individuals, two rivals who have met each other at OmegaMania in the past, at Omega Lucha Libre, Yakuza versus Super Cows, and immediately Yakuza slow to get up as Cows shows his speed and quickness early. Waistlock, go behind, Cows has to try to find an escape. Yakuza's a submission expert inside of the squared circle. Very few equals in terms of his level of experience, his knowledge in the ring, his training of future stars. Local and international stars, a huge part of OmegaMania IX for this live tour. And Yakuza already has grounded Super Cows, the crazy, frantic, insane high flyer. The Cows is able to switch positions. Quick wrist lock takeover, Yakuza slow to get up. Cows showing his impressive ability to recover quickly. Cows, one of the most amazing high flyers in the scene. One of the top stars locally that has faced and defeated some of the top stars in all Mexico. Between the legs, Cows finds an ankle and traps it and tries to contain Yakuza on the mat. Very advanced skill set for Super Cows, innovative in flight. The adrenaline rush, the thrill seeking, the risk taking. He's got the speed, very spectacular inside of the ring. A superhero to the youth. Very innovative. You cannot blink when you see a matchup that involves Super Cows. Very unpredictable and amazing on the mat and in flight, as well as on the run. Cows flips upside down and takes down Yakuza yet again. Yakuza out of Jalapa, Veracruz, Mexico. Over 2 decades as a pro. Multiple matches of the night candidates, and he did indeed have one of the most valuable player matches back when Omega Lucha Libre was here 7 years ago in Cicero. This opening contest was incredible clash that involved Cows and Vengador. Quick takedown by Yakuza. He's got a reputation for using Japanese strong style, lucha libre, pro wrestling. Very dangerous, will do anything to win, and he's proven it before. He's snatched off masks, he's hit people with low blows. And Yakuza's dangerous in that ring, and Cows has to be careful. The word on the street is that this is a 2 out of 3 falls tag team explosion, so obviously you got to save some for potentially a later fall. And you don't want to get hurt in the early going because that could affect you later. Quick takedowns, very effective by Cows, and Yakuza rolls to the outside and tries to recover. And Vengador will get his first chance at action as he will face La Kalakita for the very first time at OmegaMania. The tour continues throughout Dallas and Houston over the next several days. This is the first stop for OmegaMania IX. And there have been some controversial remarks in regards to what has gone down to set up this event and the event itself, but with all the excitement and the talk about the town and the superstars involved, I'm sure that those naysayers will be quieted and silenced very quickly with the type of action that we have here, which is a combination of exciting action with entertaining moments. That's what OmegaMania IX is all about. La Kalakita, trap Vengador del Futuro early and forced him onto the
Y
mat.
los técnicos son. Y los rudos son. Ah, qué puntería estamos haciendo aquí, Bueno.
Big pickup by Kalakita as he's able to slam Vengador El
Sí,
Futuro.
el DJ es.
We are in
Ay, ya me
first ball
el DJ, yo
of this
no me acuerdo de
contest. You're talking about an individual, one of the luchadors that has been so impressive and successful. You got to talk about what these individuals have done inside of the ring. Throughout the scene in independent Mexican wrestling, in addition to Lucha Libre Total and other Ludos Producciones and other promotions involving Lucha Libre in present times. And Kalakita trying to make Vengador submit. We have yet to see the women engage in battle in this matchup so far. And I'm sure that the fans are anxious to see what will happen when that takes place. Kalakita loves the challenge. His level of excitement going into this matchup off the charts. Great reflexes, tumbling skill, great agility. Takes charge, no fear, is a risk taker. Has the endurance to go the distance and has those natural instincts. But I think Kalakita, his youth and enthusiasm, as well as his dance skills, will be a difference maker here today. Vengador backs up into the ropes and asks for forgiveness. Vengador now Futuro changed his style. He had a long extended rivalry for the World Championship against Super Chaos. And Vengador now Futuro went from being a fighter into a submission grappler. And he had changed his style. We're back to the original matchup, Chaos versus Yakuza. Yakuza had some time to recover. Will that give him the chance to dominate? Wow, look at how Chaos swung his body and scissored Yakuza down onto the mat with ease. Roy Conrado puts down Yakuza yet again. Over the ropes. What bounce? Says Chaos. Misdirection arm drag. Puts down Yakuza on the mat. Up and under. Yakuza trying to trap the right arm, the left arm rather, of Chaos. As he uses the ropes to swing himself upside down with another arm drag. Yakuza falls to the floor. Chaos ready to fly, but Yakuza walked out of the way. Yeah, it's about time! We're finally going to get a chance to see it! For the first time at OmegaMania IX, LLT Women's World Champion, Lady Tigress, the most dominant ruler in this scene, locally, to face Cassandra, one of the most respected veteran grapplers in all of women's Lucha Libre, and Cassandra can't power down Lady Tigress. Test his strength, Tigress with the height and the power advantage, but it's Cassandra ripping and tearing at the hair and the scalp of Lady Tigress. You better be careful, Cassandra. Tigress is a wild animal inside of this ring. And when she gets those claws out, be careful. She could spear you, she could give you a voodoo drop, she could flat out run you down with that shoulder tackle. Tigress avoids the drop down. Cassandra with her lateral movement, not enough. Lady Tigress makes it look easy. She just pulled the hair of Cassandra, and Cassandra is hurt, and she might be crying in an emotional outburst at what's happening here. Tigress with Cassandra in the corner. This is our first fall, scheduled for 2 out of 3. Cassandra with the boots up, flips to her feet. What agility by Cassandra! The ability to recover, so impressive. Watch out! Oh yeah! Spinning head scissors. Tigress is down. Oh, look at Cassandra go! Lady Tigress hiding in the crowd. obvious reasons. She needs to make some friends quickly. The ones on her team aren't doing it for her. Here's Kyle's. But look at this. We got 4 of the men involved in the ring at the same time. And a double drop kick by the Technicals. Send Vengador and Yakuza to the outside. Body attack. Down goes Vengador and Yakuza on the outside. Cassandra missed with the drop kick. The legal participants on the women here in this mixed trios tag. The opening fall. Quick roll up with the high step. The 3 coming down. Cassandra, the Technicals with the first ball. What a crazy risk was taken by Carlson, Kalakita. Yakuza and Vengador could not save Lady Tigress. Cassandra got the roll-up. The Technicals have the lead. If they win the next fall, they win it all. And they're anxious to try to get the clean sweep here tonight. Here we are, second fall has started. Yakuza was ready to attack Cassandra from behind. Vengador got hit by Yakuza by accident. Well, that didn't work. Another fail. 3 fails in a row. Oh my! Tigress has splashed her partners. Will Cassandra beat everybody? No way. Now that would have been unique if the Rudos suffered the deciding fall as a result of pitting each other. Hey, we promised some comedy, we promised some entertainment, some shocking moments. We're getting them a chance to see it here. Watch out, Tigress is holding on to Cassandra for dear life. Well, that didn't work. They hit Tigress by accident right there. This second fall's been wild so far. Everybody's messing up. But Cassandra's down now. Not for long. Look at this. She spun backwards and flipped down Yakuza and Vengador to the floor. Cassandra doing it all by herself. Well, back-to-back wristlock takeover. Tigress is down again. And Cassandra's going to fly. No, Tigress ducked and covered. Very alert move by the All-T Women's World Champion. Who have wrestled for world championships against one another in the past. It's Kyles against Vengador yet again. They've had experience as tag team partners, and they have been rivals on and off ever since. Nice flipping pinning attempt. The difficulty of that maneuver off the charts. Vengador grabs a hold of the wrist of Kyles as he sends him for the ride. But Kyles, incredible cat-like reflexes, lands on his feet and immediately flips upside down to put Vengador down at the outside. Handstand, back spring, and Vengador says, nah, not right now. I'm not going to give you that opportunity. New matchup, La Kalakita. Oh, shoulder tackle. Cheap shot by Yakuza. Tigress working over Kalakita along with Yakuza. At this point, it's desperation. The Rudos must win this fall to make the match go on. And they have to win and win quickly, and they're going to do it with 2-on-1, 3-on-1, by doing anything it takes to weaken all the Technicals one at a time until they're in a matter that they have to give up, they have to submit, they have to suffer the pain. Look at Tigress unleashing fury, and now he's got male against female violence. What is this? Yakuza slapping around Cassandra. Pick on somebody else. Come Come on! You can't do that to her! What is this? What did he do to deserve that? Tigress sending Cassandra with 2 handfuls of hair ripping across her scalp all the way across the ring. And look at Yakuza and Vengador making cows pain. In pain and anguish. This is notorious of Yakuza, to work over cows using the steel post as a weapon. La Kalakita can't do a thing. Yeah, push the referee around. You're going to get disqualified, Cassandra. Kalakita into a chair. Candela nightclub right now. You just straddle it on the ring post. La Kalakita has probably been downgraded to a bag of bones. And look at Yakuza continuing to work over the victims on the floor, including Cassandra. We have a tie. Well, there was nothing fancy about that. They cheated to win that fall, and now it's tied. Everyone on the Technicals team was violated, and they were embarrassed. To give a nod to Guapito Jr. because it was partial. Reached a critical moment in this match. It is the third and deciding fall, and all the momentum is now on the Rudo side. What a tragic scene this is, to watch all the fan favorites, one at a time, be obliterated by these 3. Triple team attack, Tigress goes low, Yakuza and Vengador flip them upside down, and Kyle's favoring his left leg. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll see if he's able to fly and recover. At this rate, not happening. Another back body drop. When the fans say ultra, they'll do it over and over again. Cheap shot to Cassandra by Yakuza. A chop to the throat on top of it. At some point, this is bounce for a disqualification, a fine, or a suspension. How do you get away with that? You just kicked her in the no-no spot. What is this? Tigress says do it again, and now Vengador does it. Oh, Cassandra's having a fit. 3 against 1. This is, come on, ref, why are you allowing this? And now Tigress punting the outstretched right thigh, as well as Yakuza. Oh, take them all to jail. This is wrong. Never in this nightclub have we seen something like this. Oh my, what an avalanche splash. And Vengador joins in on the fun. Cassandra stuck in the corner, and Yakuza blasts the shoulders of poor Cassandra with 2 kneecaps as she rolls to the outside. Well, Kalakita trying to save the Technicals in our third and deciding fall. Well, Kalakita suffered as badly as the others. Well, that didn't work. I think Kalakita has blinded himself by flipping upside down. He can't see straight.
Ay, güey, está feo.
Well, you got a mask on, and then you got a hood on top of the mask. How many masks you got? Yakuza. Very intense with his striking. But we're going to see some comedy, some entertainment, some dancing. The beloved Kalakita with the high energy. From the days of the dead, the zombie-like structure. La Kalakita didn't stand a chance. This is OmegaMania IX, the first stop of the tour. We're here in Niles, Candela nightclub, the bar and grill, and Yakuza missed twice. Yakuza kicked the middle turnbuckle. He might have hurt himself. Look at Kalakita go.
Let's go!
Down goes Vengador. Hip toss to Tigress. They didn't win yet. What are they doing? That drop kick missed by a mile. The other one hit, I think. In the ring in our third and deciding fall. Tigress hits the clothesline. Cassandra on the run. Oh no! Face first, the face buster. Tigress on top. I believe the 3 count went down. Did Callis make the save or not? It's a photo finish. Papito Jr. says it's not over. Northern Light suplex with a bridge! Vengador breaks it up. I don't know. I think Tigress put Cassandra away, but Papito Jr. said there was interference there. Vengador on his feet. Quick wristlock takeover. Watch this. Satellite DDT, and Callis took a nasty landing on his head. Kalakita broke it off. Third and deciding fall. We have a waterfall of bodies taking lots of damage right here. The spine buster. Submission side, upside down. All the blood rushing to the brain of Vengador. Yakuza breaks it up. Yakuza with Kalakita. Wow, that arm drag nearly sent him right out of the ring through the crowd. Dropped hold. Yeah, he's going to go for the submission any second now. This might be it. Kalakita with no escape. All arms and legs trapped. Oh, Cassandra poked him in the eye. Look at this. Backslide. The referee got blinded by Tigress. What the heck? Cassandra could have won it. Drop kick to Tigress. Cassandra puts down Yakuza. Cassandra barking orders at her partners. What is she doing? Watch this. Wide body attack on the 2 on the floor. Wait a minute! Calls 2! Wide body attack! He flips upside down on the 2 on the floor! Swing and a miss! Vengador on Kalakita's shoulders! He victory rolled him up, but a 2 count only! Kalakita. Nice counter. Oh, Vengador's trapped. Will he tap? He gave up. The technicals. Every spot is in the third wall. And it won this match. Kalakita and
aunque no lo crean, ¿eh? Y el gordón medio. ¡Cao!